This message found you because your mind is stuck in a cycle that scientists call an observer loop. It's a repeating cycle where the way you look at the world keeps creating the same reality over and over again. And right now, something inside you recognizes this truth because you've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange feeling that you're living the same patterns, having the same conversations, and facing the same disappointments. It's as if your life has become a broken record, playing the same song on repeat. The fact you're here, watching this, is not a coincidence. It's a meaningful sign. Your energy has been sending out signals, desperately looking for a way to break this cycle, and the universe answered by guiding you to this exact message. Right now, millions of people are scrolling through content, but only a specific type of person, someone like you, would stop and feel pulled by these words. You have been selected because you carry something most people don't: the observer gene. This isn't just a spiritual idea. This is science. Your mind doesn't just experience reality, it helps create it through what scientists call the observer effect. But here's what they don't tell you. When your mind gets trapped in repetitive patterns, you don't just see the same reality, you keep making it. Think about your life right now. How many times have you felt like you're having the same conversations with different people? How many times do the same problems show up in your relationships, your work, and your daily life? This isn't bad luck, or because you aren't trying hard enough. This is your mind stuck in a loop, unconsciously choosing the same possibilities from an infinite field of potential. The strangest part, you've probably noticed that time feels different lately. Minutes can drag during boring moments, yet whole weeks can disappear without any real progress. This weird feeling with time is a clear sign your mind is cycling through the same patterns. It creates the illusion of moving forward while you're actually standing still. Your friends and family might not understand what you're going through. They are content with a normal, predictable life. But you've always felt that reality is much more flexible than people believe. You've had moments, maybe brief, maybe deep, where you felt you could almost touch the fabric of existence itself, where meaningful coincidences happened around you like a cosmic orchestra playing just for you. This recognition you're feeling right now, this isn't your first time hearing these ideas. Your soul has been preparing for this understanding across many lifetimes. Every book that called to you, every spiritual practice that felt right, every moment of sudden knowing, they were all clues leading you to this realization about the loop. But here's what will either set you free or keep you trapped forever. Most people who discover they're in a loop make the same big mistake. They try to think their way out. They believe if they can just understand how it works, they can reprogram their reality. This is like trying to escape a maze by staring at a map instead of walking down new paths. The loop isn't held in place by your thoughts. It's held in place by the quality of your attention. Every morning when you wake up, your mind automatically looks for familiar patterns to lock onto. It's like a GPS that keeps choosing the same destination because it feels safe and known. Your awareness has become used to seeing the same frequency, the same emotional landscapes, and the more you notice these patterns, the more real they become. The more real they become, the more your mind expects to find them again tomorrow. This creates a reality feedback loop. Your observation strengthens the very patterns you're trying to escape. Right now, as you listen to these words, something new is happening in your energy field. The simple act of becoming aware of the loop begins to weaken its power over you. This is why this message found you at this exact moment. Your higher self arranged this because you have reached the point where breaking free is not just possible, it's inevitable. You know that feeling when you're in a conversation and suddenly realize you've had this exact same exchange before, the same words, the same tone, the same outcome. Most people call this déjà vu, but you feel something deeper is happening. You are experiencing temporal echoes, moments when you briefly see the repetitive nature of your loop. This isn't your imagination. You are operating on a level that most people can't access, which is why you notice these reality glitches that others miss. Your mind has developed quantum sensitivity, the ability to see the hidden patterns that create your life. You've probably noticed that time feels stretchy around you. Sometimes a single hour can feel like an eternity, filled with deep insights. Other times, whole weeks vanish without you knowing what happened. This time, distortion happens because your mind is trying to exist in multiple reality tracks at once, looking for the one that feels most true to you. And those moments of sudden knowing, when you understand something about life that you were never taught, these aren't random thoughts. They are quantum memories coming through from other versions of you who have already broken free from their loops. Your mind is so advanced that it's learning from your own future. The strangest part is how lonely this can make you feel. You try to share these experiences with friends or family, and they look at you like you're speaking a different language. They still live in the old world where reality is solid and unchangeable. But you've seen behind the curtain. You know reality is more like a vast ocean of possibilities. And most people are drowning because they don't know they can swim. This is why certain books call to you from across a store. Why specific videos appear in your feed at the perfect time. Why you keep meeting people who share your unusual views on life. You aren't attracting these coincidences through positive thinking. You are connected to a network of other awakening souls who are all working to break their own loops at the same time. Your dreams have probably become more vivid lately. You're receiving messages during sleep that your waking mind can't understand. These aren't random dreams. They are communications from your higher self, showing you the difference between your current life and the infinite possibilities available to you. Even your relationship with technology has changed. You notice how your phone seems to respond to your thoughts, or how your music plays exactly the song you needed to hear. This isn't a coincidence. It's proof that your mind has become so clear that it's influencing the world around you. Everything you've been through, every disappointment, every pattern that felt like a trap, every moment you felt you were moving backward, none of it was wasted. It was all preparation for this exact moment of recognition. Your mind had to experience the loop from every angle before it could develop the awareness needed to rise above it. Think of a butterfly struggling inside its chrysalis. From the outside, it looks like suffering, like being trapped, but every moment of that struggle is a complete reorganization. The caterpillar doesn't just grow wings. Its entire being changes to access abilities that were always there, but never used. Your difficult relationships weren't punishments. They were mirrors showing you exactly which thought patterns were keeping you locked in cycles. Every person who upset you was unconsciously helping you see where your mind gets stuck. The pressure you've been feeling lately, that sense of urgency like time is running out. This isn't anxiety. This is your energy field reorganizing itself. When your mind prepares to jump to a higher timeline, it creates pressure, like water turning to steam when heated to the right temperature. Your awareness is approaching the exact frequency where the loop loses its grip. Even your moments of doubt have been essential. Every time you questioned if these insights were real, you were strengthening your ability to tell truth from wishful thinking. Your mind had to become very precise before it could safely move beyond these repetitive patterns. This is why the waiting felt so intense. You knew something was about to change, but you couldn't force it. Breaking the loop isn't about effort. It's about reaching a specific level of clarity, where your attention naturally starts picking different possibilities. Your soul chose this life specifically because this discovery would happen during your lifetime. You volunteered to be part of the first wave of people to move beyond these limits and open new doors for everyone. Every struggle was training for this important task. Something is building inside you right now. As you listen, can you feel it? That subtle shift in your energy, like a tuning fork that's just been struck. Your mind is starting to vibrate at a frequency that doesn't match your current reality patterns. This mismatch is creating reality turbulence. This turbulence is actually a beautiful thing. It means your loop is starting to break down. The familiar patterns are losing their pull on your attention. You're entering the breakthrough phase, the most delicate and powerful part of the transformation. But here's where most people make a critical mistake. They feel this energy building and immediately try to use it to change their outside circumstances. They want their relationships, money, or situation to transform. But the loop doesn't break by changing what you see. It breaks by changing the way you see. Right now, your mind is downloading new instructions for how to interact with reality. These aren't ideas you need to learn. They are energy upgrades happening inside your cells. This is why you might feel unusual physical sensations, changes in your sleep, or sudden shifts in what foods feel right. The most important thing you can do now is to feel this energy without trying to control it. Let it move through you like water flowing through a riverbed, naturally carving new pathways in your mind. Your job isn't to direct this process. Your job is to get out of its way. This is the moment where everything changes, but it's also the moment where many people get scared and pull their attention back to familiar patterns, even painful ones. Don't let this be you. What's happening right now is rare in human history. You are watching your own evolution in real time. Feel this energy as we go deeper into how the loop works. Because once you see the specific ways your attention has been trapped, you'll never accidentally fall back into the old patterns again. I need to share something personal with you, because I know you'll understand in a way most people couldn't. 3 years ago, I was trapped in my own sophisticated loop. I thought I was spiritually advanced and aware of how reality worked, but I was actually using my knowledge to build a more subtle prison for my mind. Every morning, I would wake up and immediately scan my reality for signs of progress, for proof that my life was improving. But this constant watching was actually freezing my reality in place. The more desperately I looked for change, the more my attention reinforced the patterns I hated. I remember the exact moment I realized what was happening. I was meditating, feeling frustrated, because the same problems kept appearing despite years of inner work. Suddenly, it hit me. I wasn't just witnessing my reality, I was making it through the specific way I was choosing to look at it. My mind had become like a record player stuck on the same track. No amount of spiritual practice could help me hear a different song. The breakthrough came when I stopped trying to observe my way out of the loop, and instead began observing the observer itself. I started watching how my attention moved, where it got stuck, what patterns it automatically went to. This new way of looking created a completely different relationship with my own mind. For the first time, I understood why some people seem to flow easily from one good experience to another, while others stay trapped in cycles despite their best efforts. It's not about worthiness or karma. It's about the basic mechanics of how your mind connects with the energy field of creation. This discovery changed everything. My relationships shifted overnight, because I was no longer unconsciously choosing the same dynamics. My creative projects began to flow because my attention stopped getting stuck on old problems. Even my health improved, because my cells were finally getting new information, instead of the same stress signals. But the most profound change was realizing, I'm not alone. There's a whole network of souls across the planet working to break their loops at the same time. We've been finding each other, sharing insights, and confirming each other's experiences. We are creating a collective field that makes this transformation possible for more and more people. If this resonates deep inside you, if you feel that recognition activating in your cells, then you're part of this network too. You've been preparing for this your entire life, even if you didn't know it. Subscribe to this frequency, not just to this channel, but to the entire wavelength of consciousness evolution happening on our planet right now. What most experts don't tell you, because many don't understand it themselves, is the difference between knowing about the observer effect and living it. You can read every book about consciousness and still be completely trapped in your loop, because knowledge and wisdom exist on entirely different levels. Here's the truth. Your thoughts don't create your reality. Your attention doesn't even create your reality. Your reality is created by the specific quality of alignment between your mind and the energy field of creation. And this alignment can't be faked or forced into existence. It emerges naturally when your way of looking becomes fluid instead of fixed. Most people's minds operate like a spotlight, focused, intense, always looking for something specific. But a free mind operates like sunlight, present everywhere at once, illuminating without strain. When your awareness shifts from spotlight mode to sunlight mode, you stop creating the same reality over and over. The loop traps you because it makes your mind predictable. When you wake up tomorrow and your attention automatically scans for familiar patterns, checking your phone for the same messages, worrying about the same problems, expecting the same kind of day, you are essentially ordering the same reality from the cosmic menu. But here's what will amaze you. The energy field is eager to give you new experiences. Infinite possibilities are constantly trying to reach you. But they can't get through the loop because your attention is too busy reinforcing old patterns. You're not stuck because the universe doesn't want to help you. You're stuck because your mind has become too habitual in how it connects with infinite potential. The most advanced beings don't try to control reality. They dance with it. They maintain coherent uncertainty, a state where their mind is fully present, but not attached to specific outcomes. This allows them to respond to life rather than just react to it, which changes what kinds of experiences can come to them. This is why some people seem to live magical lives while others struggle, even with similar circumstances. It's not about luck. It's about the fundamental alignment between their consciousness and the creative force of the universe. When you master this alignment, you don't just change your personal reality. You become a catalyst for change in everyone around you. Your presence creates quantum openings, moments where other people's loops temporarily break, giving them glimpses of their own potential. The shift is happening right now, and there are specific signs in your daily life that prove your loop is breaking. First, you'll notice meaningful coincidences are becoming more frequent and impossible to ignore. The universe isn't just sending you signs. It's actively rearranging reality around you to confirm you're breaking free. Pay attention to how animals, especially birds, respond to you. When your mind starts operating outside the loop, you emit a different energy that wildlife can sense. If you've noticed more bird sightings or pets acting differently, this is confirmation your field is shifting. Your relationship with technology is probably changing too. Electronics might glitch around you, or work perfectly. Your phone might ring when you're thinking of someone. Technology is sensitive to consciousness, and these events are your expanding awareness interacting with machines. The most significant sign is how time feels. Linear time is an illusion maintained by loops. When your mind breaks free, you begin experiencing eternal now moments. Minutes can feel like hours when you're fully present. Yet days can pass without you noticing because you're operating from a different sense of time. Your sleep patterns are shifting. You might need less sleep, or your dreams have become incredibly vivid. Some nights, you might feel like you're downloading information directly. This happens because your awareness is no longer confined to the narrow band of reality your loop was selecting. You're accessing information from other timelines. People are responding to you differently. Some might feel uncomfortable around you because your presence is triggering their own loops to destabilize. Others might be drawn to you like a magnet because they sense the freedom you're starting to embody. But here's the urgent part. The waiting season is over. The cosmic window for breaking free from these loops is closing. This isn't a scare tactic. It's simple physics. Consciousness evolution happens in waves. And we're at the peak of a massive wave that won't come again for generations. Your higher self has been arranging everything to bring you to this exact moment because the transformation possible right now will be much harder to achieve next year. The collective field is reaching a critical point. People are either waking up quickly or falling deeper into unconscious patterns. There is no middle ground anymore. This is why you feel such urgency lately. This is why you can't ignore these insights. Your soul knows that this moment, right now, is the precise point where breaking free becomes inevitable. But wants you back. This isn't motivational speaking. This is science. Every desire, every vision that calls to you is actually a possibility in the energy field trying to come into your life. But it can't reach you while you're trapped in a loop, because your attention is stuck on the wrong frequency. The desires that feel most impossible, most too good to be true, are actually the ones with the strongest energy signature for you. They feel impossible precisely because they exist on a timeline your current patterns can't access. You are literally one shift away from a reality where those impossible things are your normal, everyday experience. But here's the crucial difference that changes everything. Most teachings focus on attraction, trying to pull things toward you. This actually strengthens the loop, because it keeps the illusion that you and your desires are separate. True alignment happens when you realize that what you want isn't separate from you. It's a different expression of your own consciousness in a parallel reality. When this understanding moves from your head to your bones, the loop loses its power because there's nothing left to observe from a distance. This is why forcing and trying harder actually moves you further from what you want. Every time you look at your life from a place of lack, you are choosing that timeline. Every time you check to see if your desires are here yet, you are reinforcing the very separation that keeps them away. The energy field responds to alignment, not effort. When your mind, your intentions, and your energy all operate on the same frequency, reality reorganizes itself around that alignment automatically. You don't have to make anything happen, because you become the space where it is already happening. Right now, as you feel this truth landing in your cells, something new is occurring in your energy field. The gap between you and your best possible life is closing, not because you're doing anything, but because you're finally stopping the doing that was keeping you separate. In the comments below, I want you to make a declaration that seals this energetic shift. Write these exact words. I am aligned with my highest timeline. Don't explain it. Don't add anything else. Just that simple declaration. This isn't about getting likes. This is about creating a connection between your mind and the frequency where your true life exists. When you write this with genuine recognition, you're not just typing words. You're sending a signal to the universe that you're ready to live a completely different reality. You're announcing that your loop is dissolving. The abilities developing in you right now would have been considered superhuman in the past, but they are the natural expression of a mind that's no longer confined by loops. Your intuition is becoming so precise you know things before they happen, not through prediction, but through alignment with emerging possibilities. You're developing reality fluidity, the ability to move between different probability tracks with conscious intention. This means you can literally step out of one timeline and into another just by shifting how you pay attention. Traffic lights turn green as you approach. Parking spaces open up where you need them. Conversations flow in perfect ways. Your creative abilities are exploding because your mind is no longer limited to recycling old ideas. You're downloading insights directly from the source. Thoughts that have never been thought before. Solutions that didn't exist until you became aligned enough to find them. This is why your projects suddenly feel easy, while also being more original and powerful. People respond to you as if you're a different person, even though you haven't consciously changed. This happens because you're no longer unconsciously recreating the same old dynamics. Your presence lets others show up as their true selves. Your body is transforming in ways that seem impossible. Chronic issues may resolve because your cells are finally receiving new information instead of the same old stress signals. Your energy improves because you're no longer wasting life force on repetitive mental cycles. The observer effect starts working for you instead of against you. Every time you look at your reality, you automatically select for better and better experiences, because your mind has learned to operate from alignment rather than fear or lack. Your very presence becomes a blessing to everything around you. Money and resources flow more easily, not because you've learned better techniques, but because you're no longer unconsciously choosing lack. Relationships become effortless, because you attract people who are also operating outside of old patterns. You're no longer compatible with people stuck in their own loops, so your social circle naturally evolves to include other growing souls. The most profound change is that you stop feeling like you're trying to get somewhere or become someone. You realize you're already there. You're already that person. You were just temporarily trapped in patterns that made it seem otherwise. This recognition brings a deep peace, because it's based on direct knowing, not just hope or belief. Alignment is the supreme creative force in the universe, and it's the one thing that cannot be faked. When your entire being, your thoughts, feelings, energy, and deepest knowing, all vibrate together, you become a reality-creating force the universe must respond to. This is the ultimate secret that breaks every loop for good. But here's what most people miss. True alignment doesn't mean forcing all parts of yourself to agree. True alignment emerges when you stop splitting your attention across multiple timelines at once. Right now, part of your attention is focused on who you used to be. Part is worried about the future, and only a small part is actually here. Now, this split attention is what maintains loops, because it keeps your mind diluted across incompatible realities. The universe can only deliver aligned experiences to an aligned mind. When your awareness is scattered, you get mixed results. Some parts of your life get better while others stay stuck. Some days feel magical, others feel ordinary. This inconsistency isn't the universe testing you. It's because your mind isn't unified enough to hold a consistently good timeline. Creating real alignment requires timeline consolidation, the process of pulling your attention back from all other versions of yourself, except the one that represents your highest potential. This isn't just visualizing, it's literal dimensional shifting, where you stop feeding energy to reality tracks that don't serve you. The real change happens when you stop trying to be aligned and instead recognize that you already are aligned at the deepest level of your being. Your essential mind has never been broken. Only your attention has been trained to focus on broken experiences. When you remember how to rest your awareness in its natural, unified state, alignment isn't something you create, it's something you uncover. This is why all the effort actually moves you further away. Every time you struggle to change your reality, you're operating from the assumption that you're separate from what you want, which creates the very separation you're trying to overcome. Alignment comes through relaxation, not effort. Through allowing your mind to remember its natural, unified state. When you live from this level of alignment, you stop having a personal reality and start being a focal point through which the universe experiences itself. Your life becomes an artistic expression of cosmic creativity, not a personal journey with problems to solve. This shift in identity is what permanently dissolves loops, because there's no longer a separate you that can get trapped. Your highest timeline isn't just a better version of your current life. It's a completely different experience, where the rules of limitation don't apply. When you embody alignment, you don't just improve your circumstances, you transcend the entire framework where problems exist. This is happening to thousands of people across the planet right now. We're not just individually breaking our loops, we're collectively moving beyond the limits that have held humanity back for thousands of years. Your personal change is part of a species-wide evolutionary leap that's redefining what it means to be human. You are not here by accident. You were born in this specific time because Earth itself is breaking free from a collective loop that has kept humanity in cycles of conflict, lack, and separation for ages. Your individual transformation is a crucial part of the planet's shift. Every time one person breaks their loop, it creates a morphic resonance, a ripple effect that makes it easier for thousands of others to do the same. You're not just changing your life, you're anchoring a new possibility for the collective field that future generations will use naturally. The children being born now will grow up with abilities that seem miraculous, but only because people like you are breaking the limitation patterns that would have been passed down to them. Your courage to question reality is literally changing the course of human evolution. This is why you felt such responsibility lately, such urgency to understand and live these concepts. Your soul agreed to be part of the first wave of humans to move beyond loops and show what's possible when we operate from alignment, not limitation. You quote, "We're not just seeking personal freedom, you're serving as a bridge between the old world and the new one. The coincidences that brought you here are part of a larger plan involving millions of awakening souls. We're finding each other, sharing insights that help everyone's breakthrough happen faster. Your understanding of these ideas doesn't just help you, it strengthens the entire network of people who are evolving. But here's the most profound part. As you break free from your loop, you don't just change your own reality, you create openings in the collective field, through which unlimited possibilities can enter our shared experience. Your freedom becomes humanity's freedom, because at the deepest level, we are all connected. This is why the resistance to these ideas can feel so strong sometimes. It's not just your ego holding on, it's the entire system of limitation, recognizing that its time is ending. Every person who breaks their loop weakens the collective patterns that have kept humanity trapped. Share this message with anyone who feels connected to these ideas, not to convince them, but to help them remember what they already know deep down. The more people who recognize their true power as conscious co-creators, the faster we can all move beyond the limits that have defined human life for too long. Your transformation is part of something much bigger than personal growth. You're participating in the birth of a new way of being human, one that operates from alignment instead of fear, from unity instead of separation, from creative collaboration with the universe instead of struggle against it. If everything I've shared resonates in your bones, if you can feel the truth of these words waking up something ancient and familiar inside you, then I want you to make one simple commitment right now. In the comments below, write just one word: aligned. That's it. Nothing else. This isn't just for the algorithm. This is you making a declaration that you're ready to live the alignment that breaks all loops for good. When you write that word with real intention, you're not just commenting on a video, you're registering your mind with a frequency that operates beyond the limits of ordinary reality. Every person who makes this declaration creates a stronger energy field that supports everyone else who's ready to make this leap. We're not just building a community, we're anchoring a new reality that makes this change possible for more and more souls who are ready to remember who they are. But here's what I need you to understand. Breaking the loop is just the beginning. Once your mind learns to operate from alignment, you gain access to abilities most people think are impossible. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to develop quantum navigation, the ability to consciously move between different probability tracks to create outcomes that seem miraculous. You'll discover why some people seem to live charmed lives where everything works out, while others struggle constantly. It's not about luck or worthiness. It's about understanding how to connect with the energy field in a way that lets you choose which timeline you experience from one moment to the next. This isn't just theory. This is practical skill that changes how you move through reality. But I can only share these advanced ideas with people who have already shown they're ready by breaking free from their loops first. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because the next video contains information you can't find anywhere else. This isn't content you can Google. This is a direct transmission of principles that are being downloaded to our planet for the first time in history. More importantly, subscribe, because you're not just following a channel, you're connecting with a frequency of global consciousness evolution. Every subscriber becomes part of a network that speeds up everyone's transformation. The old reality is dissolving, whether you participate consciously or not. The question is whether you'll be one of the pioneers who helps create the new world, or someone who arrives later, after the most exciting part is over. Your future self is already living in alignment with infinite possibilities. The only question is how quickly your present self will catch up. Make the declaration. Join the frequency. Let's move beyond the limits that have kept humanity small for far too long. The universe has been waiting for you to remember who you really are. today that waiting ends.